All right, so who's gonna like a writer that calls himself a time-traveling Nazi, an alcoholic that coughs a little more, a domestic cat named Edmund, and a few vloggers that show up either on the television or happen to come in to measure the length, width, and height of the apartment or pad or place or flat or whatever you want to call it, set in two different areas, a 1969 townhouse and then a 1980 townhouse. We'll find out. Tonight we have to work on it some more, and we'll continue and continue. So every night, you won't see it every night. What you're seeing now, or what you saw today, was from last night. At the end of the night, you'll see a segment of what I completed, unless it's more than 10 pages, and then I'll just show you a brief summary. We're going to watch the skyline, and then the Trinity River. There's the skyline. There's the Trinity River. I must have moved the cup holders, or someone's playing a prank on me. Here we go. They're just cup holders. When it rains, my trunk is faulty, so it'll start to pop open. I think if I wipe this one little section underneath where the hand or the finger goes to pop the trunk, it's a press thing. You press on it and it pops the trunk. I think if I wipe it clean, it doesn't do it as much. It's a malfunction because of the water when it rains. But that's what we get to offer the American theater. I have to write it. Now, theaters that I might be sending it to let you guys know. I'm going to see if I can send it to MCC. MCC is Manhattan Class Company. Philip Seymour Hoffman directed Rebecca Gilman's Glory of Living there. Which is a really good play. Jeffrey Donovan was in it, and Anna Paquin was in it. Jeffrey Donovan, very quick actor. He was in Burnt. Have you ever seen the show Burnt a long time ago? He's been in a few things. He's a great actor. I saw him act along with Anna Paquin. Philip Seymour Hoffman I did not see there, but he froze the show. So whether he showed up every night, I don't know. Paul Rudd at that time was doing The Shape of Things. It's a Neil LaBute play. They turned it into a movie. The Shape of Things is the title of it. And they used to play basically Siamese Dream, probably Smashing Pumpkins. I feel that I'm ordinary, just like everyone. They played that probably between the scenes. And The Shape of Thing is about the shape of the body. It's about body image. Neil LaBute was writing. He's one of our greatest writers of the theater. He also wrote Your Friends and Neighbors, and a play that turned into a movie too, that is very, very hard to watch, about a deaf lady that's taken advantage of so that someone can move up in the business. In the Company of Men. That's Neil LaBute. It's very good. Look at this dog right here. But what happened to Neil Simon? Huh? What happened to Neil Simon? I know. Where'd he go? He's gonna look for Neil Simon for me. That dog loves the play. The play I'm writing about is about a pet, about having a pet. Now, who doesn't have the lines in it? Well, Edmund the cat doesn't. He doesn't speak. Ooh, look at this. Now, Sarah Jessica Parker, who absolutely adores me. Just go ask her, say, Sarah, Jessica Parker, what do you think about Cole Spivey? Oh, we all love Cole Spivey. That's what she said about Bradley Cooper. Thank you very much. She played in a play at the time about a dog. And boy, howdy. I didn't get to see it, but I'm sure it was really, really good. Sarah Jessica Parker was in a play called Sylvia at the time when I was there, or she had already done it. I'm sorry. Well, Matthew Broderick knew about it. Sylvia. (931.9), 4.5. So I remember going to see Dracula with Jennifer Quarles. That was my possible wife in high school and a little bit in college. She ended up going off to Austin and landing a small little role in Richard Linklater's Newton Boys, which I auditioned for. I'll talk to Richard Linklater. It's actually pronounced Richard Linklater, but I say Richard Linklater. But here's the thing. Rob had come up to me to talk to me about Dracula. This is Gary Oldman's Dracula. Francis Ford Coppola directed. Rob and I, we've done work everywhere. We've even done work in this graveyard at Greenwood. We worked in there with a video camera in high school. I would run through there like Jeff Bridges saying, I'm alive, over the graves. Rob filmed it. We made short films in high school and even attempted a feature. So Rob comes up to me and goes, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could play a role like Dracula. Did you see that? Did you see how Gary Oldman transformed himself? How did he do that? And I just went, wow. Now, Jennifer wore this velvet, vampirish kind of outfit. It was a velvet dress. And we even went out to Deep Ellum, and I dressed up like I dressed up like a vampire. And she dressed up like a vampire, and we were two little vampires in love walking around Deep Ellum. She had like this little velvet cape kind of thing and a velvet dress, and I had this, vampire costume with the cape and everything. And we were madly in love, and then we eventually broke it off. Now, I remember when we were in high school, Jennifer and I were together. She was a big fan. She would come see all the plays. I was in River and Ravines. Well, the first year I was in Look Homeward Angel. She found out I was in that. I was the lead. I was Ben Gant. Well, I wasn't the lead, but he's kind of a lead. Eugene Gant is the lead, but I was Ben Gant, the older brother. I was a JC character. I was a big important part, supporting role, but I did well. I got awards for it and everything. Okay, so then we did everything. We did Doing a Good One for the Red Man. I played the Indian. Marriage of Bet and Boo. I played Boo. Jennifer came and saw that, and that's when Jennifer and I got together. I went to UT Austin to theater camp. That's where I met Kara Anderson, who now is Kara Vetter, and I also met Natalie Z, who is somewhat kind of a movie star in Hollywood. She worked for ABC. No, I'm sorry, NBC. NBC. She probably worked for ABC too. She was a soap opera actress that landed a job, a big role in La Brea. She's done other stuff too, television, but she's done film too. She's even done risky stuff, like risky film, but mature film, rated R. But okay, so it goes all the way back to Jennifer. So obviously at that point in my career as an actor in high school, the second year goes by, I do Rivers and Ravines because we did Rivers and Ravines at the summer camp, and my drama teacher wanted to mimic that and do it again for our high school. So we did that as the opening show. Then we did Tom Jones. I played Tom Jones. I was the lead and everything. Jennifer came to that performance and threw flowers at me, roses. She knew I was a big Morrissey fan. She knew I wanted to be adored. So then we finally did The Good Woman of Szechuan, and I won Best Actor in a UIL competition for, I think it was like either area for a region or something. It doesn't matter, but regardless, finally Jennifer dumps me, and I had done a little play towards, I think, the end of the year. Slow Dancers was original one act that Rob wrote, and I had to dance with this lady named Jenna Gerard. She was kind of heavy bosom, she was a cheerleader. She was one of the head cheerleaders. I had to dance with her and kiss her and everything. And she used to say in the rehearsals, like, Cole, you can cry on cue, right? You can cry on cue. And I couldn't really do that at that moment because, you know, I was a big River Phoenix fan, but I was not that level of good. But she was trying to make me that good, you know. So I think she ended up running off to New York. Jenna Gerard did. Anyway, regardless, Jennifer goes to Austin. I stay here, finish up Texas Wesleyan, go to UNT in Denton. I graduate, and then I head off to Hollywood. And that's when it begins. Probably at the age of like 27. So it took me a while to get out of town. I revolve all the way back, and I come here attempting to be a teacher, things like that. Now I'm working on the play. So, yeah, so it goes down to like Rob telling me, you know, this thing, like, wouldn't it be amazing to have a role like that, to be able to be adored and to be able to change yourself into this Count Dracula, you know, and the way that it was done, you know, this was during high school time, and you could hear the heartbeat, you know, the entire time. It was kind of campy when you look back at it now. And Keanu Reeves is in it. It's kind of sexy, and we're all talking about vampires. Well, I did the same thing when I went to Texas Wesleyan. We all went and saw Interview with the Vampires with another cheerleader, which Jennifer wasn't a cheerleader. I finally was like, okay, forget her. She can have her crappy husband and her stupid craft work, her pottery. That's fine. I'll deal with it. You know, I finally got it over, and then I moved on, and I met this cheerleader that played Stella. I played Stanley, and we did Streetcar Named Desire. It was a big moment in my life, lots of heartbeats, lots of working out. We all go see Interview with the Vampire with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, so it's all even more sexy. And then now they have another Interview with the Vampire. And then we're coming back to talk, you know, in the dorm room, like, what if you could be a vampire, you know? Those are the questions you ask, you know, when you see a vampire movie. You know, you ask yourself, you know, how much time do you have? And you know, the vampire is the writer, you know, it is kind of the actor in a way. There's a myth to it all. Like there's something that you can get involved in that will keep you young for the rest of your life. And, you know, it was just a thing that you go through when you see that and you feel that and you're young. You know, the young flock to vampires. Then I get married the second time. I'm not going to talk about my first marriage with a half Sicilian, but I get married a second time. The first marriage was valid. She introduced me to David Lynch. Then I get married a second time to a hardcore Christian. We're talking a very dedicated Christian that has 3 of my babies, and I start a family. And what is played at the wedding but the theme song in the movie Twilight? The one that Patterson's in? Yeah. The theme song is playing at my wedding. It makes you wonder. So more than likely you're asking, are you a vampire? Well, I don't know, but look at this dip sign right here. What in the world? It looks like it's painted. I go back and hand paint it. It's you know, it's a fantasy. The vampire is a fantasy, and the werewolf. But you know, since I've been working on Grace 8K Werevlog, which I'm setting down now because I'm going to do a play. It's weird because it comes to you, right, when you're writing it, because it's that important. You know, when you're writing a story and you're, I guess, banking on it or you want it, this is a God-like influence kind of thing. It's like a prayer. It really is similar to that, because you're having a connection with something very important, the creative aspect of things. So you'll find it somewhere. You don't need to read about Greek myth, but you can, and it's there too. People have wondered about it. and listen, back in the day, they sincerely believed in it, the lycanthrope. You will try your best to find it. And that's what grace is about. Now, we're going to talk about which is the play. That is kind of, in a way, imagine if Samuel Beckett and Mamet and Sam Shepard got together and said, let's all agree upon a apartment drama about a generation that's lost called Generation X. And let's give it many names, and let's get inside the writer's mind for a second, like Euripides. And so Sam Shepard lights up a cigarette and leans back, doesn't say anything, brushes his hair back. Sorkin walks by and then just kind of leaves the room. Aaron Sorkin, yeah, he just peeps in the room real quick and then darts out. Mamet clears his throat. Quiet. Everybody's just quiet. Any ideas, guys? Come on. And then someone mumbles, well, what about we had a cat, you know, and we could do something with the cat, you know, that Sam Shepard looks around. Well, Joe Chaikin says, you know, if you're going to do something like that, you want to give a lot of options for the director. It's going to be hard for an actor to play a cat. So Mamet goes, well, we could give some stipulations to the director, like make a note. You know, we could make a note. Well, okay, so if we're going to do it for the theater, and I have a cat myself, why, you know, I would think, and then Sam Shepard jumps in. Let me just say one thing, though. We have to make it true. And then Mamet replies, I think you're right. So we'll put some stipulations down to make that true. Is the cat invisible? Is the cat an actor? And then someone in the back of the room says, well, you could also give the option to make it a real cat, because they can train cats to do stuff. So we'll do 3 different options. Somewhere in the room, Euripides is floating above them. Maybe. Or Sophocles. And then Aeschylus is kind of just hanging out with Aaron Sorkin. I have to listen to this for a second. All right, another night of delivery. We'll head back to see Linda and Kitty.